50-year-old stay-at-home husband, David Tronis, desperately wanted to appear on reality television.
Oh no, it's over, chat. He killed her because they didn't get on the Beast Games.
In April of 2018, he managed to secure himself a spot
that
on the show Zombie House Flipping, where he would be featured renovating his newly bought house with his then-wife, 39-year-old financial consultant Shanti Cooper. The only problem was that Shanti wasn't nearly as interested in being on TV, so she refused to sign off on the program, which resulted in David beating and then strangling
I think I could win the Beast Games.
Early hours of the following morning.
Oh my god!
He called 911 roughly 12 hours later at 3:51 p.m.
Hello?
This is horrible acting. I don't know. I feel like if you're gonna do like a crazy atrocity, you should at least be a better actor than this. This is pretty bad.
Okay, listen to me. Can you tell me what your address is?
Police and paramedics soon arrived.
Sorry, my
at the
phone was dirty. I
residence
had to
where
clean
they
it
were met
off.
with
That's why my eyes were
hysterical
freaking
David
out.
performing CPR on Shanti in the living room. His immediate explanation was that he found her lying unconscious in a partially filled bathtub, bleeding from the nose and mouth. He was then taken to the police station as a witness, where they swapped out his blood-stained clothing for a custody suit. He was also given a water, a blanket, and a box of tissues. Then
look, he's overselling it right now. He doesn't even look like he's in shock. He's like, what would somebody who is sad do? Probably be in a blankie and look sad.
Taken to room 6, where he was reassured that someone would be right with him to answer his questions, which wasn't entirely true. He was left in there by himself for 4 hours and 9 minutes before he...
Okay, I'm not gonna say anything because he's a murderer, so he definitely deserved that. But that is wild to do that. I would just get so bored. Like, let me, come on. Subway Surfers, nothing? No YouTubes? That is horrible to just leave somebody in a room for 4 hours.
He knocked on the door to use the bathroom.
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry to bother you, Meg.
No, what's up? Yeah, absolutely.
Like, I'm not saying, like, obviously he did it, but what if you didn't do it and you were just stuck in there? I would be so bored. That's like what happened when I went to in-school suspension.
It wouldn't take a genius to recognize that David's behavior
Yeah, I would just say I did it so I could get out.
was already suspicious. Ask yourself if you'd be acting like this in the scenario he's claiming to be in. You find your significant other unresponsive in a bathtub. Then police leave you in a cold room for 4 hours without telling you anything.
Holy
you
cold
might just
room?
ask someone what the hell is going on, or what the status of your wife is, and you probably wouldn't be all that polite and apologetic for just trying to use the bathroom. He returns from the bathroom.
Okay, they would clock me there because I would say sorry if I had to ask to go to the bathroom because I would think that I was being like a little annoying. I don't think I would yell at anybody. I don't know. I have a hard time with authority. I feel bad that me asking to go to the bathroom and saying sorry would be points against me.
And sits there for another 3 minutes. The detectives will now enter the room to commence the interrogation. The time is 9:08 p.m.
Oh yeah, ISS was ass and so was like, I don't know if they did this when you guys took like standardized tests. Ours was called the STAR test in Texas. But what they did was if you finished your test first or like before everybody else in the room, you had to just sit there and do nothing. Like you just had to stare at the wall. You weren't allowed to draw. You weren't allowed to read. You weren't allowed to play games. You just had to sit there for like 6 hours until the last kid finished. And you don't mean to be mad or get like, what's the word I'm thinking of? Resentful of that person, but holy shit. When someone's taking the whole day on a test, you're like, just wrap it up, please. Just like, you don't know what you're doing. Can you please just answer the question? Please, I want to go home.
Sir, I'm Detective Sprague. Can I get your first name?
First name is Rick.
You asked to go to the bathroom and laugh. For my AP test, you got to leave when you were done. What the hell? Oh, yeah, actually, that's true. I think because I took I don't know if you guys had this in high school, but what you could do is you could do like extra class or whatever, or extra hard class, which was at the college, and you could go and take a college course and then it counts towards your college credit. We had those. You were allowed to leave after those tests, but not like the standard test, like not the one that's for everybody to do in the school that they get their funding off of and stuff.
David? Okay.
It was different because AP is you had to take a test, and if you passed the AP test, you got your credit. But the classes that they did at our school, because they were close to the college, was you would go to the college campus and take a college course, but you don't have to take a test at the end of the year. It was just if you passed the class, you got the credit.
We're gonna grab another chair.
Okay.
Did you need something?
I was just asking for a bottle of water.
I haven't done all.
Have you been to the restroom?
I just want.
You just want. Okay. How about anything else? Anything else?
I'm starving, a cracker or just something.
You and
just
me
with some
both.
salt, right?
Did you eat lunch? I did not eat lunch.
Don't be fooled by the detective's disposition.
This is my favorite thing about these videos is like they'll just say one thing and they're like, this is a highly trained individual who has learned to offer crackers to people. And do not be alarmed. She actually fucking hates him.
They're already certain that David has committed either first or second-degree murder, but they don't quite have enough evidence to place him under arrest, which is why they need a
really?
confession.
I don't know if I've seen
is still free
EWU.
to walk out of that police station.
What?
So the detectives will keep the tone sympathetic and non-confrontational.
Wait, so if you're educated enough in the legal system, at this point, he's just been sitting in here for 4 hours. He could have said, bye, everybody. I'm just leaving now. There's nothing you can do about it. What the hell? The technicalities are wild. I could just say I don't want to be here no more. Okay, write that down.
For the time being, to keep him on that chair. They'll afford him the false belief they are buying into his act as the grieving husband. But as soon as he gives them his initial version of events, the pressure will rapidly accelerate.
Yeah, but
in
they
a
have like
manner
no
that
evidence,
David
right?
is
So they
in
can't
no way
arrest him.
anticipating.
What would you like to eat? And I'll run down.
Just something simple. Just like saltines or peanut butter crackers.
No, I'm gonna be like, I want a steak, medium rare, side of mashed potatoes. Get me some green beans on that shit. And maybe if you know you're over there, I'll take like a Coke Zero.
Anything like that? That's no problem. We'll be right back.
They're gonna want to release me because I'm so annoying. Oh, and also, can I get a TV and like maybe like Smash Ultimate? That'd be great.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
I did that one.
Yes.
Okay.
Last Supper.
Is that good? Okay. All right. I'm with you. I haven't eaten since this morning. I'm sorry this is taking so long. You are
And if you don't comply, I will kill again.
David, I believe. Okay. All right. I'm Detective Teresa Sprague, and this is Detective Barb McClelland.
Hey.
First of all, on behalf of the Atlanta Police Department, we want to.
He's in Florida? Choppy takes 100 bits. He's in Florida?
Berry,
I missed
did
that.
you technically drop that baby or not? I will give you chocolate if you are honest.
Oh, he didn't freak out that much that time. I don't like chocolate. I don't like chocolate. Thank you. Maybe he has to have chocolate at the end of the statement. That's my guess. Slee knows the best, though.
I want to say how sorry we are for your loss.
Maybe it has to be
So
like their
this is the
last
first,
word.
out of a total 11 of David's fake cries. Their intensity level will peak about halfway through this video, during
That's
some of
weird.
the more embarrassing performances you're ever likely to witness
Yeah,
on the
he should be
internet.
a baby.
But from that moment on, you'll notice these acts steadily diminish, as the detective makes it more and more abundantly obvious that she knows he's lying.
Oh, she's gonna go into super biatch mode.
And also for
I like that. I should get this job. I could be a bitch.
everything that you're going through. I know this is very traumatic for you.
Oh my god.
They start by collecting David's basic information.
Okay, blonde or brown hair?
I love both.
Blue love. Okay.
Nah, get the ruler out. Ain't no way he actually 6'2". If he's lying about killing his wife, he's lying about how tall he is. Come on, miss me with that.
Okay. Hazel eyes, maybe?
I'll take Hazel.
Blue, hazel. Okay.
They're dirty blue. Yeah.
Okay.
Dirty blue?
Is there a home phone?
There is.
Okay.
It's, I can't remember the last four digits. It's 407.
Whatever.
The next three are easy, 704.
Yeah, TTS half off for a limited
The
time.
opposite.
Hi, Fabrizio.
I never call it.
The next three are 704.
It's 407, 704, and then it's, I think it's 20.
Is it the tariffs?
It might be 2406, but I have it in my phone. I haven't. We've had it since we were at Briarcliff
And when did you move to Florida?
in 2013,
Okay.
about 5 months after I met Shanti.
Did you meet her here or there?
We met online.
You met online?
Okay, that was horrible. We met online. Yeah, whatever. This is where they do like a bait and switch, and halfway through the video, they goes, "I lied. This actually was not the person who killed her." Coco cacad. Yeah, everything.
2013 is when you met online?
Yeah.
Okay. And about 5 months later, did you move here and move in with her, or just move here?
I'll try to be as accurate as possible. I believe it's the
No, I didn't poopy in here.
So you
Hi,
guys knew each
cheese.
other approximately 5 years this month.
Oh my god, the acting is so bad. Just at that point, just don't even act. Like you could take the route of just saying like, "Oh, I just like am in shock," right? Like you don't have to cry. Like you could just be like, "Oh, this is horrible." Like I don't know how to explain it. Like you don't have to do all this.
I'd never been more in love. We were so happy.
Okay. If you don't, I know you've probably never been through anything like this.
Yeah, just don't say anything or look at the
I'm gonna help
ground.
you get through it. So if you have questions, you want to stop me, please do so.
Yeah, or just don't do it in the first place. You know what? Okay, I'm not advocating that he should have done it. I'm just saying, like, he's totally fucking this all
I
up.
need you to understand your rights before we ask you about anything that happened in that home today. Okay? All right. You have the right to remain silent. Do you understand that?
Yeah, he does. Actually, I'm not sure he even understands that. He thought he had to say something about everything.
I'm sorry?
Yes. Sorry. Yes.
Okay. Anything you say may be used against you in court. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Would you raise your right hand?
Yes.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you shall give in this case shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
No.
Absolutely. Okay. All right. So I need you to we're going to continue down this path about how you all met.
Okay, the "if I did it" book was actually vile. Like, I literally cannot believe that happened. Hi, Daddy.
I know you met on Match.
I literally cannot believe that was real.
And about 5 months of, what would it be, telephone, text, and...
We just started every other weekend.
They hit it off, moved in together, then went looking for a house to buy in Florida.
We had an offer on a short sale, and
Is short sale just mean they want to move out, but they have to sell the house first? I guess that means they're gonna give you a better deal or something.
I didn't wait, and it fell through. And then we closed on the house on Copeland in April of 2015.
So you guys own the house free and clear. Is your name only on it, or was it both of yours?
When we bought the house, we weren't married.
Oh.
And so we put it in a trust, and we just completed the trust paperwork.
I didn't know you could do
He put the
that.
house in his and his mother's names while leaving his wife out of it for, quote, planning and financial reasons. He asserts the decision was
Jesus!
mutual, but whether Shanti actually knew about this or not is unclear.
And you've been, so once you moved to Florida...
That is awful. He just totally cut her out of that. Yay, thank you.
You've been living together the whole time, just home to home. Just first with the folks, then Briarcliff, and then this residence. But you've been together the whole time.
Yeah, he's
Have you ever
horrible.
broken up?
We had a couple fights, I think when we were living at Briarcliff.
Okay.
We spent a few nights apart.
He says that he just spent a
Why is he like ASMR answering everything? He's like, ASMR makes me sad. ASMR make me sound very sad.
few nights with his mom, then drifts off into a statement about how Shanti was dedicated to work. The detective will now cut him off and steer the line of questioning back to the argument.
But she's
So
a strong
when you
business.
guys would argue, when you would go to your mom's, it was just because she was busy all the time, or what would the beef be?
Her work had a lot of stress involved,
Oh.
and she would sometimes
It's his first time. Okay, I didn't think about that. Okay, you know what? He's a first-time killer. We have to give him a little bit of leeway. He's not a ranked professional yet. He's like bronze still.
agreed, later that she was just overworked and tired and
Yeah, he just nervous. This is his first interrogation.
Or yell, scream, what?
Hi, Bonnie.
Irritable.
Small irritability. And sometimes it just, that's not really, I don't really do that. It's not really, you know, I'm just gonna stand there.
I'm sorry, I'm really naughty today. I woke up early.
You know, I would just say, "Why don't we take a break or just let it?"
Come on, ladies. This is my first interrogation.
Back. I think we only did it twice, but we were stronger.
Yeah, he needs the like baboingies to really be like an ASM artist.
Where you are now, because now we've got the added stress of the renovation.
No, we're pretty. We love it. We love the.
This is Keith Ory, the producer of the house flipping show that David wanted to be on.
Hi,
When
Keith.
you would be interacting with the Toronto's...
Oh my god, I thought he wanted to be like a reality TV show like Wipeout or something. He wanted to be a property brother with this level of acting? Bro, you were cooked. It was never gonna happen.
Related to your work on the house and also the show, who was your primary point of contact?
Oh, Dave was. He would communicate her desires. I would see her, but it was more like Dave's full-time job, almost, I guess I would say.
Did you ever know during your time that you knew Dave to have any other job?
I was aware that he had explained to me that he'd worked for a chemical company up north somewhere.
I actually never knew what Dave did for a living.
This is how I feel every time I watch an HGTV show when they got the butterfly catcher and the guy who reads dreams for a living. Yeah, I don't know. How the hell are you making money doing that?
When my husband had asked him, he said he was into sales, but I don't really know what that means.
David never worked in
Use
sales
code
or at a
Berry
chemical
now.
company. You're now about to see Keith explain that he insisted on having a formal sit-down with Shanti to make sure that she was fully on board.
How are we supposed to stop this guy?
It was difficult to get them both together, but I explained ultimately that we couldn't go forward if I wasn't able to sit down with them both.
Ultimately, you're able to get this sit-down scheduled. Tell the jury about that meeting.
I arrived at the house to meet Dave and Shanti.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was like, oh, he should have came in here and said, this is my first interrogation. Yes, this is my first interrogation. Sorry, I'm like a little nervous. You have to understand.
And she was, by my estimation, unhappy to be there.
Oh, let me fix the Gamba. I'll make a new one.
It was in a sort
I figured out how to get divorced today, so it shouldn't take that long.
It was obvious that she was unhappy.
It's literally just inputs and then the mini game.
She was only there as long as she absolutely had to be, and then left.
This all occurred 6 days before Shanti was murdered.
We love what we're doing to the house. We love the vision that we had for the house. It's totally, I mean...
Yep, I got an optimized divorce. No, the Gamba's not on if he did it. I'm doing a speed run right now where I have to get divorced as fast as possible. And I couldn't figure it out yesterday. And I just kept making happy couples who wanted to have babies. And there was nothing I could do because they just wanted to f so bad. But I figured it out. I talked to the world record holder. He showed me his video about how he like manipulated the RNG, which is absolutely insane because I don't know how he figured this out. He has like the perfect setup in order to make it so that it happens every single time. He's like insane at the game, and he was really nice. And I was talking in the Discord for Tomodachi Life speedrunning, and he like insta replies every time, has video tutorials that he was sending. He was really cool.
Oh, she wanted what she wanted so bad. It made me happy. It made her happy. It was a thing that we did together. She wanted to quit her job.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And we got the house done, or just kind of, you know, slowly phase out of it. She thought, you know, a couple of times that she would really need to take a break and definitely slow down and definitely...
If ghosts were real, this shit would piss me off if I'm like hovering in the room and I'm like mad. Like, I'd be so pissed, man. I'm good at typing. I'm a good typer.
Not add a whole lot more work, but she could do more if she...
This shit would piss me off.
Sorry, I can't talk about it any faster.
That's fine.
Oh, come on! Literally Sims level acting. What the hell is that? That was horrible.
And that's very normal. That's very normal.
He can't even get a little tear to fall out. He can't even squeeze out a little one.
Because you're not going to process this for a really long time. So it feels like a really bad...
The way they put that in subtitles is pretty funny.
Now notice how quickly he manages to pull himself out of the depths of despair and into casually talking about his house flipping show.
Oh my god, he's gonna pivot into advertising Andy? Ain't no way. I mean, I just wanted to have my show, but right now I only have my YouTube channel, youtube.com/houseflipping403, and we're live every Wednesday and Friday at 6 p.m.
We, Keith also just, our lives are busy. I'm so sorry. I know you're asking simple questions, but Keith does a TV show, Home Improvement.
Keith, the guy you mentioned, Ori? Okay.
It's called Zombie House Flipping.
Keith asked them to be on the show.
Thanks for shouting him out.
We would get a lot of what they call trade-outs and promotion.
He's mansplaining his show?
Any financial incentive to do that?
Big. That's what they call trade-outs.
Big.
That's what they call trade-outs. So they're sponsors. That's one of the things I was working on yesterday, was putting together a list of the sponsorships, the windows, doors, cabinets. I mean,
Johnny, thank you.
instead of getting granite, you get quartz, or maybe instead of getting, middle range cabinets, you get high-end stuff.
What? Oh my god.
We're also working on kind of
Thank you.
just an amazing open concept stairway in the middle of the house that was going to go all the way up to the pond.
And so they'd come in and start
Hi,
filming?
Elsword.
Would they film you all or just the work?
No. Yeah, it's just the house. They're the stars.
Pay no attention to David's no. He fully understood that he would be featured prominently on the show as the main builder construction guy. The so-called...
Oh! He wanted to be like the builder guy and have like girl fans where he could like write on their boobies and stuff. I see. This is so dumb.
stars he's talking about are the hosts. The detective will now establish a timeline.
So when she comes home Sunday, it's you, Jackson, and Shanti, and you just stay at home and have a pool get together?
We only have them every other Sunday. It's our family day, and we do like to have an early meal, watch a movie.
So,
do they have kids in these kind of situations? I always feel so bad for the kids. Like, what the hell?
you recall Sunday night about what time everybody goes to sleep since you're all
We go
the
to
same?
bed early on school nights, so...
Oh my
8:30
god,
we're
they
winding
have
down.
kids.
9 o'clock lights
That's
are low.
horrible.
Shanti's son gets picked up the next day at around 5 p.m.
5 p.m.-ish, okay. All right, and then do you guys go anywhere, do anything, or you stay at home?
Why is he sitting like he just picked up a phone call from the love of his life or something? Like, why is he like, ooh woo, ooh woo? Why is he sitting like that? You're supposed to be sad.
I think we made dinner together that night. And,
He's rizzing her into submission.
So that would have been Monday night. Did you watch TV?
we did
Any idea what?
American Idol.
American Idol.
So you wake up Tuesday morning and you're in the garage on the couch?
I usually wait for...
Yeah, he's supposed to start kicking his feet and shit. So is this guy the world record holder for divorce percent that Barry talked to? He seemed to divorce his wife from the mortal coil pretty fast. No, that's not him. The world record holder is really cool and nice, and I think he's Italian.
She came down after 7 o'clock, probably almost 7:30.
Shanti went back upstairs and David started doing chores around the house. He's now about to mention the last time he supposedly...
Okay, with the way this guy acts, ain't no way. He just sprinkled. I was doing chores in there. Ain't no shot. His ass was sitting down playing Peggle on the Xbox 360. Ain't no way he was doing chores. Come on, man.
saw Shanti alive, and then break into another fake hysteric. Yet this time, he will get no reassuring feedback from the detective, and the charade will rapidly dissipate.
Just when she came out again. I'm so sorry.
That was not even like a choked up moment. That was a little giggle. That was a little devious.
She came down again, and what happened?
It's the red circle. Yeah, he literally wah-ha-ha'd and then remember that he had to cry.
I've thought about it. I've tried to think exactly what time it is, but I don't know exactly. I would say...
Yeah, that was a laugh.
Wait, the reason I know that is
She said she was going to the dentist, and he said he was going for a walk. He now attempts another fake cry, but gets ignored again.
Did you take the dogs for a walk?
I went for a walk.
By yourself?
By myself.
Where'd you go?
I went home to make the suits and went to lunch.
He comes back home and feeds the dogs.
That's all that I can remember until I went upstairs to see when we were going to pick up Jackson.
Okay, and what happens when you enter the home? Is anything unusual?
Uh-oh. Okay, he's already been fibbing, chat. But now he has to construct his ultimate fib that he has to go back to every single time he lies. This is where it becomes ranked competitive mode. We're not doing the little lollygagging anymore. It's time to lock in and lie.
Enter the garage apartment.
So, I could hear the water is running, but it's not running. It's not like the sound of the shower running. It's just, it's trickling out of the spout.
Okay. Yeah, he needs some hot chips, but they just gave him sultans.
That you're hearing?
Yeah, we'll find the bathroom.
Okay.
Just in case you didn't catch the passive-aggressive nature of that response, here it is again without subtitles.
So you walk toward the water? That you're hearing?
Yeah, we'll find the bathroom.
Okay.
Just look at David's face. Poor David really doesn't want to be getting grilled like this anymore. Keep in mind it's almost 11 p.m. He likely didn't get a whole lot of sleep the night before, and he's been acting his ass off all throughout the day. He'll at this point be exhausted and want nothing more than to get out of that police station. But he doesn't want to challenge the detective directly and risk losing her approval. Hence he throws out a weak little display of power.
How about we just duel for my freedom? Show me that you can face against me.
Passive aggression to see if she'll pick up on the hint, but it of course gets ignored. She will simply continue pressing with an unsympathetic tone which will cause David to revert back to appeasement. He will then begin recounting the horrific circumstances under which he supposedly found Shanti. And as this unfolds, you will see a glaring disparity in David's emotional presentation.
Yep, he's cooked.
And what happens? What do you see?
I see her laying.
He's already cooked.
With her head in the right-hand corner. And it's just extremely awful, and it doesn't look natural. Obviously, she fell or something happened.
But you did shut off the water.
I did shut off the water and it drained, which tells me,
Okay, I know this is very random, but I think it's funny that he immediately goes, and the water just... Did you shut the water? Yeah, I turned it off, man. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I was kind of hungry. I made a hungry man right after that. What the hell?
But you did shut off the water.
I did shut off the water and it drained.
Right there, he changes.
It doesn't look natural. Obviously, she fell or something happened.
But you did shut off.
Oh, it went up a little bit. Okay, sorry, I didn't see the time change. But damn, he went back to just being like regular guy voice so quick.
I did shut off the water and it drained, which tells me, I could hear it draining when I pulled her
Maybe he's
out.
getting aggravated now.
So I guess this is all weird, right? Because
you think he's getting agitated?
The water's on and it's draining. It doesn't make any. It just doesn't make any sense.
And it's not on all the way. It's on how
like lukewarm, so just past half.
And she's face down. So the first thing you do is what, if you recall?
I reached out and grabbed her. I reached out and touched her right arm. The water is rose colored, so there's blood in the water itself.
Mm-hmm.
I can see a spot of blood.
And you pull her by her arms?
Yeah, he's trying to keep his lie together.
Tried to get.
My friends hate it. Why? Is it like a moral stance?
Kind of under it a little bit.
You said she seems stiff?
Yeah. Hard to move.
Oh, they just don't have attention span. I thought you were gonna be like, oh yeah, they think it's horrible to like watch these people go through all this and like dissect it. Not that they just have TikTok brain and can't sit through the video.
There's something so...
Just eating the snacks is funny. I think if something like this happened, I would not have an appetite, honestly.
Incredibly unnerving in the sound of the casual crunching of his snack as he recounts in precise detail the limp and lifeless body of his wife. So we'll spare you the rest of it.
Wait, do we not have Crunch Kitty anymore? Oh no! Wait, is he dead? I missed the Crunch Cat. Okay, no, we still have him. Okay, good. I thought he got deleted in the Great Cat Purge of BerryCrepe Chat 2025.
Turn her a couple
He's so cute.
Then she felt cold. You asked how she felt. She felt cold. She felt cold. Like
Wait a second. I'm not a scientist or anything, but if you died and you're in water that's like warm, would you be cold? I don't know. Is that how that works?
You
grabbed the what?
We had, when we did the bedding, we took the,
Yeah, but like, you know how lizard on hot make lizard skin hot? If body in hot, would body be cold when taken out of hot even if die? I don't know. I don't know. I'm okay. Okay, nobody tests that! Especially not the guy who said that he was eating toast in his bathtub 20 minutes ago. Don't encourage him.
Off to watch it.
The detective asks David to draw a map for the purpose of illustrating the timeline of his movements. She will now shift the line of questioning and begin to gradually intensify the pressure.
When was the last time the two of you argued?
Uh-oh. He read online that glasses make you seem like you're more trustworthy, so now he's gonna spam the glasses attack.
Very briefly on Saturday, right before we left.
The argument was over the renovation. David likely admitted to this because Shanti's son was there for it.
The upstairs floor was very
Oh.
the
Damn, so he didn't have an out. Uh-oh.
point of contention
Yeah, he's
probably
cooked.
was, do we tear all of that out and put in new structure? And
You know he was a total dick about this too. Oh my god, he's such an asshole.
trusses, so we have a perfectly flat floor and then a perfectly flat ceiling. But I don't think it's an argument if Shanti and I are both on the same page and we're both just in agreement and upset reasonably and justifiably upset that it's taking longer. Shanti and I aren't fighting about it.
Sure.
We're both upset about the same thing.
Does she feel as though you don't listen to her?
No, I don't think so. She knows obviously.
Has any fight ever turned physical
Ew!
between you? Okay. Has she ever hurt you, hit you, struck you, threw anything at you?
No.
No. Have you ever harmed her physically?
No.
David continues to pretend that he doesn't notice the accusatory nature of the questioning, so the detective will now intensify the pressure to a significant degree.
Oh, what's she gonna do?
She seems to shed.
Her injuries to me, David, seem really significant.
Uh-oh.
More significant than from a soft tissue fall.
Uh-oh. At this point, he's sweating. You know that feeling like you get in your tummy when you know that somebody's upset or they figured out that you told like a little itty baby lie? Well, now expand that little bitty baby lie into like a big I killed somebody lie. I can't imagine what his tummy felt like when he heard her say that. He knows he's cooked now.
More significant than from me tripping and falling and hitting my head.
That's usually when I have to take a shit. No, it's not! You guys don't ever get that feeling when something bad's about to happen? Is that like a woman exclusive feeling? Like, does it come from like my uterus? Is that like a woman exclusive feeling?
Elaborates on the inconsistencies while David just sits there and nods.
The issue I'm having with it is I absolutely think that
Yeah, kind of like
she was
butterflies.
deceased before you left to go to the park.
Oh, I understand. You guys never regret anything that you do. Oh, okay. I get it. What the
Few
hell
more
just
times,
happened?
while David just keeps doing what he's doing.
The vibrating coming from his mouth is so good.
So, I think that you've told us
I didn't fart.
significant amount of information.
Coco's in
Very
here, though.
cooperative. But I also think that you've left some stuff out.
Yeah, you lied. Liar, liar, plans for hire.
And I think you've left some stuff out that is maybe something got out of hand. Maybe you didn't mean for it to happen.
Now she's doing the, I will give you your way out. If you take it, it is up to you. But now in his head, he's like, I've already lied. I must continue the lie assault. So now they're at like a little standoff.
Maybe you got upset. Maybe... But there's something that happened between the two of you before you left that house. Because she was deceased, or on her way to being deceased, before you
Oh,
left
really,
the house.
Bonnie?
Now, if there's an explanation, I want to hear it.
I told you everything.
He's not gonna take it.
But you've left out something, David, because this woman...
Yeah,
has
there's nothing he can do.
significant injuries. Okay, this is not from a fall. Did you...
He forgot about science.
harm Shanti in any way?
And eyeballs.
Did you choke her?
Absolutely not.
Did you strangle her?
Without question, no.
Did you beat her?
No.
Did you hit her with anything?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Do you have injuries?
I do not. I do have some scratches from the bromeliads and from the bougainvillea.
I wasn't expecting them to just get him naked.
Okay.
I do trim them myself.
Aside from the scratches from his plants, David
Hi, DM. I'm gonna make them get a divorce. I'll show you later.
had no injuries that could indicate a struggle. But this might explain why.
You noticed a single earring on...
The thing I hate about polygraph tests is they're never like 100% accurate. And the one dude that I hate the most, this might be controversial because I think people like him, is that stupid mother sucker who goes to everybody's like streams, videos, Dr. Phil, and he's like the polygraph guy. He knows that that shit's not always accurate, and he farms React Antis with it.
On the nightstand?
A single what?
A single diamond earring on the nightstand.
Yes.
And what was the significance of that?
Looks like she removed it before bed and didn't get a chance to remove the other one.
Because you believe that's when the attack occurred.
On the edge of the bed.
Ooh.
Where the blood was found on the side rail, yes. And I think when she turned to take that earring out...
When I was gonna be a 911 dispatcher chat, they make you take a polygraph test. But, they told me I wasn't allowed to be a 911 dispatcher because my credit was too bad.
She didn't see it coming. Would you mind, just for me to be able to say David is a perfect gentleman and is in the clear and did not harm his wife, would you mind taking a polygraph and proving that to me?
Hi! Thank you for 30 streams!
Okay. Would that be a possibility?
Yeah, but they had good credit, so whatever.
Okay. All right.
The detective asks David if he wants another water, to which he says, sure. So she brings him a water and tells him they'll be right back with a polygraph machine.
Oh, he's
but instead
done.
of coming right back,
He is
they
not
leave him in there
enjoying
for
that
just
Zephyr
over
Hills.
2 hours, during which time they decide not to proceed with the polygraph, but simply ramp up the confrontation.
Hi.
Jeremy?
Yeah, it's just...
Thank God they didn't give Barry the job. She'd be yapping to the murder victim like, whoa, they got a knife? That's crazy, bro, you're cooked. Guys, come on. Actually, that's like, Zoomer 911 dispatcher is definitely like a Key and Peele skit. That is definitely a skit.
Did you sleep a little?
I did.
Oh yeah. Here. I'm gonna click on this because I always dox myself for some reason. I'm really good at doing that. Okay, there you go, sorry.
Be exhausted. Or at least.
Ow!
Mental.
Chelsea, thank you!
Yeah.
I just want to point out some things to you that I think are unusual.
You got me.
There's so many, I really don't know where to begin, to be perfectly honest with you. I think that...
I don't know why the red circle and somebody drinking a water bottle is so funny.
Again, to be perfectly honest with you.
He's drinking water! Dad, he's drinking water! He's fucking drinking water!
I think that I find that the living arrangement, I find to be completely unusual.
The alert arrow on that.
You to be primarily
Yeah, you should use code Berry. GG subs, get your own water, circle water.
living downstairs.
I'm not primarily living downstairs.
Well, sleeping.
What I said
Oh,
is
he's
that
getting
I would go
defensive.
down there, but I don't go down there till we're done with dinner. We're done watching TV, or we're done for the evening.
Okay, just hear me out.
Okay.
So you don't go upstairs during the day while she's working. You leave her alone, and then
Not entirely. I do go up
Oh, he's
there,
getting mad.
okay.
but I don't work up there while she's on the phone because it's distracting.
He's
So
taking the bait. He doesn't
I
like
think
this
what I've
girl.
explained extremely
He liked the other girl. He's trying to rizz her up, but he hates her.
well. She didn't sleep. She did, but you said
He continues defending the fact that he was exiled to the garage.
I think it's
Exile. Oh my
a
god.
position that she didn't feel like she could make right now because she couldn't afford the time that it would take.
But she's sleeping in the only part of the
He's been
residence that's
vanished.
semi-comfortable. You're sleeping in the garage with the dogs.
How do you explain
That was a bait. He
this
didn't take
woman's
it.
head being swollen, her eyes being black? What?
And would never, ever.
That's not good.
So when you pulled her out of the tub, you agreed with me that the water came out of the tub. There's not a spot of water.
Jeremy, what are you gonna do? Oh my god. Ain't no way anyone's sending me the garage of my own fucking house, brother. Ain't no shot someone's sending me the fucking garage.
Water on the floor, David. The carpet isn't wet. The carpet isn't wet from where she was pulled out of the bathtub, sopping wet.
Look at
all
his
the way
face. He's
around
doing like a
in front of the
YouTube react to
couch.
Andy thumbnail
The
face.
carpet's
He's like,
not wet. There's no blood on the carpet.
Notice
mouth
how
is
little
all
David
bad.
moves compared to the detective. It doesn't correlate with anything in particular. It's just sort of interesting to watch.
notice this. It doesn't matter. It's just kind of goofy. He's like,
My guess is she wasn't treating you very well. And there's only so much anyone can take before they snap.
he laughed.
Appreciate the very kind things that you've said.
I'm missing what you're saying because of your.
Ow, ow, ow. Thank you.
I'm missing it.
I forgot that he reads those. Here, actually, let me do that very quickly. Sorry. Don't get mad.
I'm sorry, it's falling off.
There's a glasses that say
I
glasses
appreciate
3D.
the things
They're
that you've
separate.
said and the genuine consideration and thoughtfulness.
Snap.
David, you killed this woman.
I cooperated, so I
Damn. She just said it straight up.
appreciate the things that you've said and the genuine.
If there's a mod here, can somebody give the last 2 glasses redemptions their money back? Thank you. Please.
Consideration and thoughtfulness.
She'll give it back. She'll give it back.
David, you killed this woman.
I cooperated so I could give you all the information.
Wait, when did he say that he did it? I think I'm just being an idiot. Let me go back a little bit. I think I was trying to figure out the glasses. I got confused.
Before they snap.
Can you give it back? Thank you.
Appreciate the
And Niall, apparently.
things that you've said.
I'm missing what you're saying because of your suit that you're moving, but I'm missing it.
If he didn't say it, then it's a tactic. Yeah, his tactic is that he's gonna get out of here by being really, really nice. Bro needs a new strat. This shit was patched like 20,000 years ago.
It's really loud, but I missed what you said because you're talking so loud.
I'm sorry, it's falling off. I appreciate the things
Oh, here he's gonna say it.
that you've said and the
Listen up,
genuine,
listen up. Wait.
consideration and thoughtfulness behind it.
David, you killed this woman.
I I cooperated so I could give you all the information and all
You cooperated because you thought that your language would overwhelm us. And you thought you could pull the wool over our
I
eyes.
don't think there was any effort to do that.
All of this, all these tangents, all this flowery
Tangents.
fancy language.
She's fed up with him.
All the details.
Two questions that you asked.
Can somebody who has extra points try to 3D pat my head or put glasses on and see if it's there?
You know, you fake cried for about 7 or 8 hours today. Not one tear came out of your eyes. Not one.
Oh, thank you. Okay, that works.
Not one. Not on scene with the officers.
Thank
not
you.
In this room. You have fake cried over this
Thank
woman's
you.
death since we made contact with you for hours. And every single time you
Thank
fake
you.
cried, we wrote it down.
Guys, you're gonna rub me bald! You're gonna make me bald. I'm gonna be bald!
Not one tear came out of your eyes. Not one. Nope. Okay. We've been extremely patient with you for a very long time. I am losing my patience. at this
Guys,
point
I don't want to be
because
bald!
There is not a lick of remorse for what you did to this woman. Not even a little bit. You're staring at a woman you're telling us you're in love with, and you've done nothing the whole time. But close your eyes, huddle up, and protect your own ass.
Stop
So
it!
we're just gonna prove you're full of shit
Stop!
and solve this case.
Oh my, come on, I'm trying to watch the video! Guys, get out of here! Stop! You're distracting me from watching this guy get caught.
And I'm glad you think that's funny.
Oh my, come on, man! Is that it? Oh. I get it! Get out of here! Oh my god. Stop it! Yeah, stop.
I'm glad you think that's funny.
The investigators would exit the room shortly after this moment, at 4:56 a.m. David would then sit there for a little over 2 hours before finally asking to go home. But before...
Can I go home, please? I've been here all fucking day.
Before being driven back by one of the officers, they asked him if they could take his photograph. He cheerfully obliged. Judging by his...
Why did he take this like a first day of school picture? What the fuck? Oh my god, he just murdered his wife and he's cheesing like it's the first day of school.
His expression, he may have thought he had just gotten away with murder, but a grand jury indicted him 4 months later, and he was arrested at his mother's house.
Yeah!
When he was told he was facing life imprisonment, and that the evidence against him was overwhelming, he started acting crazy and went for the insanity defense. He was then sent to a maximum security psych unit.
Guys, I was thinking about this the other day. Not like I did anything bad or anything, but it's probably worse to plead insane, right? Like, you have to, like, go to, like, probably, like, a asylum or something for the rest of your life. There's no way that, like, pleading insanity means you just get to live at your house. Like, that's not even that good of a choice. It's definitely not the better choice.
Where he spent 5 years before a judge ruled him competent to stand trial. This is what he looked like.
Oh my god. I'm sorry, that was shocking. Why is he giving me an inquisitive ass stare too? Oh my god, that was like a jump scare. What the hell?
On the day he was transferred back to jail. His trial...
Bro's gonna sell me like 20 pounds of magic mushrooms. What was that? My potions are too strong for you, traveler. Literally how he talks.
Began on October 12th and lasted 6 days. He maintained his plea of not guilty, with his official defense being that he was out of the house walking the dogs while an unknown intruder broke in and murdered Shanti.
When I was younger, we used to say walking the dog meant that you were masturbating. Did anybody else do that? Was that like a Texas only thing? I don't know. You'd be like, I'm walking the dog, and I'm like, oh, he's like... Yeah, that was what we said.
You heard about the sleeping arrangement.
I don't know.
You heard how the defendant was sleeping in
That's
the garage
crazy.
with the dog, while Shanti was staying in the essential, one-bedroom apartment.
Oh my god, Duke, I don't walk the dog with your sister!
and apart from him. And this had been going on, you know, for over.
You know it's bad when you say something and Freaky Zoo says that you're the crazy one. Damn it! I lost the sanity report by Freaky Zoo. You know it's fucking over.
This was an intentional killing. You know, a random stranger that comes into a house isn't going to, you know, take the time that it takes to strangle a person, to move them to a tub. Not take anything? Doesn't make any sense.
As like the opposite lawyer, like, you know how he's the bad guy and this is like the opposite lawyer for the good guy? Or is he the bad guy lawyer? I don't know. Say that you were the lawyer that had to prove that this guy killed his wife. Do you think that's like easy slam dunk? You're like, yes, this is gonna be great on my portfolio. This is gonna be a fucking slam dunk easy win. I probably get excited. They're like, yes!
Leave no sign behind, no fingerprints, no DNA? That doesn't make any sense. You have the severe beating of Shanti. You have the...
Yeah, like lawyers probably have their own like op.gg where they check their stats. They're like, 80% win rate. That's great. That's awesome, man. Like you're super high ranked.
Injuries to both sides of her face. You have the fractured skull, the swollen shut eye, the damaged eye on the other side. That you saw the intense bruising and bleeding in both sides.
Yeah, the prostituter.
This is a beating. So at some point in that beating, the defendant, and you can infer this from the facts, intended to cause the death. And he did it with a premeditated design. We asked him.
He looks like he's like loading in the world. It's like the bottom half of him still isn't loaded. He's like Code Lyoko-ing in, but he's waiting to be fully there.
You convict him of first-degree murder.
Hi, Raid!
Thank you.
The defense mainly tries to evoke empathy for the defendant, but it ends up just roasting the fake crazy out of him.
Yeah, he's
Shanti's
buffering.
the only source of the income. She's the breadwinner.
Wait, so he's the defender of the bad guy?
He does nothing other than take care of the pool and the dogs.
He knows he's cooked. He's like, who the fuck did I hire? Who the fuck did I hire? I found this guy on Craigslist. He had great rates. I really messed up.
It's about circumstantial evidence, pure supposition, all steered by Teresa Frey, who pre-set this case based upon a phone call received from her from an officer at the scene about these crimes.
Got my lawyer on Fiverr.
This is just a hunch, ladies and gentlemen. A hunch.
That guy right in the front is like him before he turned evil. Like this guy right here, he looks like he's like level 1, this guy, and now he's level 100.
If you hear hooves, think horses, not zebras, sort of thing.
What's the name of the magic in World of Warcraft that attacks you and it's green? This is him as like a kind spellcaster. And now him with the beard and the glasses, he's like been corrupted by the Fae, or the Fel, yeah. This free Fel.
Just a hunch, ladies and gentlemen. A hunch.
He's pondering.
If you hear hooves, think horses, not zebras.
He's like, oh my god, I hired the My Little Pony lawyer, it's over.
Sort of thing. Because that's the point. You don't get to fit a square peg in a round hole because it's convenient.
Now we're talking about pegging.
And that's what happened.
He's cooked.
With the rush to judgment, with the confirmation of
Oh
bias.
my god, someone get him out of here!
Went to a room with David Trump.
Also, why do they got the evidence in like a, you can't really see it, I can't really move out of the way. It's in like a, Uber Eats bag. Here, let me see. They got this shit on Uber Eats. That's a McDonald's Uber Eats bag. It's even sealed and everything.
And worked him over. He sat there for 16 hours, bared his soul to them, literally and figuratively, told them what he knew, told them what he saw.
Oh my god.
The government's
He's done.
Here. The government's the one taking the insignificant and stacking them to a
Time
pyramid.
Weaver, thank you for the raid. How was your stream?
That after carefully deliberating, that you'll come back and return the only just verdict in this case, and that's a verdict of not guilty. Thank you.
Verdict read.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
We find the defendant guilty of first-degree murder as charged in the indictment. So it says we all dated at Orange County, Florida on the 18th day of October, 2020.
Is His eyes are kind of scary. I don't know how to explain it. They're like so bright that it looks like they shoot laser beams.
Signed by the foreperson.
In the midst of this tragedy, Shanti's impact as a mother was shown through her son Jackson. His victim impact statement
this is what
was
made me
both
the saddest.
heartrending and dignified.
What's up? Is it bow tie week? What? Why is everybody wearing a bow tie? Were they buy one get one? He went halvesies with the lawyer.
I have been waiting for about 5 years for justice. I miss her so much.
Aww.
I would have never thought the day before was the last time I would see my mother alive.
Aww.
I miss the times where we would go to Universal, or just the simple times, like
Aww.
walking the dogs or going to the park.
I should not have brought that up earlier.
She was the best mom I could ever ask for. That's it.
So sad.
Friends, any questions?
I don't know why. I don't know how I'm summoning these moments to happen. I swear to God, this is not pre-watched. I don't know how the fuck that happened.
No, Your Honor.
Thank you, Bibis.
Mr. Tronis, anything you wish to say prior to sentencing?
Guys, this is not a bow tie. It is just a bow. This is not a bow tie.
I think you just said no, is that right? Then in this case, the court will adjudicate you guilty. Will sentence you to life imprisonment.
He knew he was cooked like 10 million minutes ago.
Court will be in recess.
He knew it was over. Uh-oh, my arm is like not going down as much as
This is his latest mugshot. He is currently being...
He's bald. He has gone through many stylistic decisions.
being housed at the Graceville Correctional Facility in maximum security, where he is expected to remain.